Hey, good morning, folks, and welcome to Planning Traffic. No one wheel for this little number today, and I'm actually keeping my voice a little low because I'm at Peace and Quiet by the Bay here in the Villas. This is the Airbnb that I run, and I'm actually going to have a somewhat normal visitors type morning. Just showing my butterfly bushes. They're literally taller than me. We put them in a couple years back. Got the this is the backyard here. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing Airbnb down here, and there might be some availability from mid-August on this year. I'll put the link in the description as long as I'm able to with YouTube. Here's I found this on the highway by the Cape May Lewis Ferry. We put this in. This is doing real well. That's a big thing for me. These crepe myrtles are amazing. Put this azalea in right here. That went in last year. Yeah, floral's a big deal for me. I really enjoy that in all the places that I've stayed. This is all the driftwood I've collected over the years being down here. But so forget the banana tree. This goes out to Mike Rand, who gave me this banana tree from his crop. Doing very well here. That's been in the ground there for about since the end of last season. Yeah, wind chimes are a thing, vines, absolutely, and of course cactus. Yeah, that's not the sole purpose of making the video this morning. It's very rare when I'm down here because I'm kind of in work mode, you know, cleaning the property and getting it ready for the next guest and then running back to the city. But this morning I wanted to do what I would probably do as a guest here, and that's get up, in some instances jump on one of my bikes. I don't really have access to the bikes for guests when I'm hosting. I keep my shed locked, but that would be an option for me. You know, a little bike ride. Me and Braxy B go on a bike ride. I've got videos of that, of me and her doing that. It's very pretty down here to ride around. But this would be more what I would do. This is my street in the Villas, and it's a super, let me try that again. It's a super short walk. A super short walk to the beach. Okay. And that's it right at the end of the street here. I think I got a video somewhere of chasing a little sunset down here, but that's where we're going. We're heading down to the beach. It's low tide, and we're going to go see what's going on. I'm actually hoping to find one of my favorite animals, crustaceans, on the beach today. The prehistoric horseshoe crab. So we'll see what's going on at low tide on the Delaware Bay. The thing I do is kind of look at all the homes because, well, let me just say the following. So yeah, on a walk down to the beach or anytime I'm bike riding, we're always looking. There's so much construction here. This town here in the Villas is just north of Town Bank, which is closer to the Town Bank is probably the southernmost town on the Delaware Bay before you turn onto the Atlantic Ocean, which would then be Cape May. The reason why I say that is because Town Bank seems like it got developed quicker. I mean, it's close proximity to Cape May, and now the Villas is doing the same thing. It's very you know, things are getting built up, and one of the things that you're seeing less and less of are the original Millman homes. That's what I own. They're a 2-bedroom, 1-bath cottage. They run about 500 to 600 square feet, and I just love looking at them. When I was a little kid, I grew up in one of them. During the summers, my grandparents had a place down here, so my mom would always kind of ship me down here because she knew better than to leave me in the city during the summer. But it's these the Millmans that just, yeah, they could put up like a 3-story, like this, watch, put up like a 3-story home like this one going up right here. But these Millmans, these smaller ones, especially these two here, I love the character that they have. I just love how they look. And of course, from a nostalgia standpoint and vintage standpoint, there you are. What I love most about this town, because that's almost like from back in the the 50s. I think they date that far back that they built those. So yeah, it's always nice to see them. I mean, they're going to be here. Look, they're not going to be able to move all of them, but it just really, it's one of the things that take you back. And I think that's a big part of my channel, and the thing that I like about life in general is a lot of times seeing things that remind me of, you know, great times when I was younger. You know what I mean? Okay. This thing established here, I wanted to talk about this real quick. Like keeping off the dunes. They're here to, you know, to separate, basically to keep the bay off of the streets. What they also do, are they even mentioning that here? Let's see. What they also do is they also are areas where migrating birds will, you know, do what they do and reproduce and whatnot, lay eggs. There's times where they'll close certain parts of these beaches to protect that aspect of the system, the ecological system down here, and they'll have them have their own areas. I'm going to say it's these plovers, the certain birds. I don't know exactly what they are, their names, but it's just something that I know that they do. And Oceanside, because you'll know, look at the trip. Look, first off, look at this. So we got a really good, this is going to be a great video, because this here are all the tracks of horseshoe crabs. Look at all this. It's almost like an art. It's almost like an art. So they're just spinning around, you know, and getting position. This was this is a legendary crab, dating prehistoric times. And we're gonna wake one of them up. There's a bunch of them up here, and some of them that are on their shell. Here's one. Look at this guy. He's trying to work his way somewhere. Look. But they leave these cool little tracks. Boy, that was a quick distraction. I was going to talk about low and high tide, but now that they're here, and you know what? They look like, ooh, like vicious, maybe nasty, but they're innocent. You know, that horn can be a thing, their tail. I think their eyes are here, but it's not like they have lids. It's not like I think their eyes are here. But it's just a shell, man. It's like a helmet. A helmet they have. This one's just roaming around. We're going to turn it around in a second, but I wanted to talk about this tide. And this is all based on the gravitational pull of the moon, which determines when tides. But when you get a low tide, you get these sandbars. You get what's underneath the high tides, which you won't see because it's high tide. So when this tide goes out, and it goes out to the nether reaches of the ocean, based on the moon's gravitational pull and its proximity to that side of the earth. Listen to this guy, because I think some of this is actually accurate. I'm kind of laughing because I'm, you know, depending on all that, you get this. And this is, I always loved this when I was a kid. I remember when we were little squirts, whether it was, you know, locals, older locals. My grandfather was always good for telling us, because we had what they call the muck, the mud. It's black. It's usually in these little channels that are going in and out the lower lying levels of the ground floor of the beach right here. This obviously being the upper levels, the sandbars. You have these other pieces here that are lower, and sometimes you'll sink. And we used to be like, oh, it's like, man, we're gonna sink and it's gonna be like quicksand. It's like, nah, it's good for your skin. And we used to be like, oh, okay, cool. The dirt, the thick black muck. Look at this guy. So we're gonna sit here, and this one's sunbathing, kind of in the wrong direction because the sun's just, well, it rose a few hours ago. A lot going on down here. So you are a very popular guy today. Are you awake? He's awake. So folks, this is a horseshoe crab. It's really not good at all to handle any of these crabs by the tail. So a lot of times they'll come in here and lift it up by the side here, right? Even if you're flipping them back, which we're going to do with this guy. But look at this dude. Look at this. Even these pinchers are not, they're not like, you know, blue claw crabs where you do not want to get pinched. I don't even think this one, these rotate. Look. And these are gills. But look at the absolute beauty of this horseshoe crab. With some carrying, these are like tattoos. And this one has a few of these. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this so it can get on its way. You watch, ready right there. If you're ever down here, and now this guy's he's gonna wander off a little bit. He may even just go back in his hole, but now he's getting hydrated. He needed that for his gills. I don't know how long they can sit. Oh my God, you see the legs kind of working in there, pushing it. Like sometimes I wonder, do you want to dig, or is it sand so soft that you're just digging? I think these are the eyes here. I'm gonna look it up. We're gonna look that up and put it in the description, not the description. I'll text it right in there. But I love this stuff too. Sometimes it's, to me, this is almost telling of how old it is, even though this one's not a very big one. But the legendary horseshoe crab, absolutely. Scientists are using, I think it's the blood of a horseshoe crab. I'm going to post a picture of that as well. Like, they have these absolute, oh, let me get up. I'm freaking old. Now, one of the things that's clear right now is we're looking at what? This is late May. We're I think the 29th or 30th of May. As of the recording of this video. And what has happened over the course of the last month, and this might explain why, I mean, you're always going to have seagulls down here, but a lot of times you're going to see them by the water's edge, or you're going to see them up at where the last tide was, maybe further up the slope of the beach, and they're going to be feeding, and what they're feeding on is the horseshoe crabs that have laid eggs. Because, and I'm going to flash a picture of this too as well, there's a time, and it happens all along the East Coast, what will end up happening is when the horseshoe crabs migrate to this area, usually I think it's the first full moon in May or June, whatever comes first, whatever month comes first for that full moon, and this whole beach will be stacked, and I mean stacked, with horseshoe crabs. And they're doing this because I think this is the position right here. Here's two right here. Look, there is two. So you could see, look, and look at the eggs. Look at the eggs. These are all horseshoe crab eggs. All of them. Look, 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 look. Oh, wow. And the birds will be feeding them. But most importantly, this one's really down there. And it's two of them. And this is, I think, the position that they get in. This one's horn is in here. I don't know. But all right, I don't even know the male-female dynamic here. The reproducing. But you'll just see them stacked on each other by the thousands. Up and down the East Coast. Delaware, I know Slaughter Beach. I just had a gentleman share where he sees them at mating. It's an absolute moment in time, a stretch of time that's actually, it's like, holy cow. And if you're not used to, if you were just a visitor to here from, just say, and I get guests from Europe, and you came in here not knowing about this, it literally would blow your mind. You would be like, what is happening? Because there's thousands of them. They measure how productive the mating season of the horseshoe crab is with these, I think they're almost a 3 by 3 foot frame that they will place over a bushel. I'm using my own terms. A bushel of these horseshoe crabs. And when I say that, you might put a 3 by 3 screen down to measure how many horseshoe crabs are in that little spot mating, to determine how much the horseshoe crab has survived from year to year. And that's what that's what they're doing. They're mating there. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to make this weird. This is the mating position. And yeah, that's what's going on. Look at all those eggs. Look. So this is what, yeah, this is it. This is mad. This is the science episode, folks. I don't know why they're feeding here. Like, I literally just showed you 7 million eggs. But they will still run to the edge of the water. This is just absolutely, this is this time of year, May and June. I think it's more so in May, but you know what? I've seen it in June. I've seen it in mid-June. Depends when that first full tide is. Do you need help being turned over? Let's see. Hi. Good morning. I'm gonna save you today. I don't know how long you have to be on your shell, but we're gonna flip you over.